The ultimate ecosystem for guitar is finally here, or is it? Well, it's actually here, but is it the ultimate ecosystem? That's a pretty bold statement, but you know, that's an opinion that starts with a first impression, and that's what I'm going to explore today. Why don't you join me? Yes, today I'm taking a look at IK Multimedia's Amplitube Tonex. This is their complete ecosystem for guitar players. We're talking amplifiers, we're talking pedals, all sorts of ways to create your own virtual rigs with some amazing amplifier captures. Well, that's what they're saying. See, the thing is about this particular review, which is different than what I normally do, is that I'm not actually prepared, because typically I'll show you how the product works, I'll give you some examples because I've actually spent a little bit of time with it. But this time around, we're going in cold. I want to get a first impression from this product, and I will follow it up with a video that will be more about using it as a production tool, because I'm always looking for tools that will help me here in the studio. So if this is sometime in the future, that link will be in the description. If you're watching this close to the release, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to do that so you'll be notified when that video happens. All right, so we're going to jump in cold and we're going to check out a bunch of different amplifiers, pedals. I don't know, I haven't used this product yet, but let's jump in and see how it all goes. Now, by the way, if you have an account with IK Multimedia, if you just go into the app manager, you'll notice that there's a free version of this waiting for you right there. So you can go in and try a handful of the captures, give you an idea if it's something that you're interested in. And if you like what you hear, they have a number of different bundles. Now I have Tonex Max here, so that gives me all that's available currently. By the way, I haven't been paid for this. IK Multimedia did provide a free copy, and it seems like reviewers didn't get a chance to review this early either, so which is kind of the reason why I wanted to do this first impression. But you can upgrade to a couple of different options, and there's also a hardware device that will allow you to capture your own amplifiers. That'd be something interesting to check out. So like I said, this is first impression. I will follow this up with something more detailed, more likely something along the lines of a production video where I use this, maybe record some guitars in one of my tracks, and we'll see how that works. Once that exists, that will be, the link will be in the description. So I'm not processing anything. What you're hearing here is the actual amp models here. Straight out of the plugin. By the way, there's a standalone app as well. You don't have to run this through a DAW. I'm doing it for the purposes of this video. But know that you can just plug into your interface, load up the app, and go to town. That's a great option. And if you're jamming with this, if you're running this off a laptop, absolutely can be portable and you don't need to run your DAW. All right, so I'm just going to go through this because I do have Tonex Max here. I'm going to make sure I go deep into the list here. I'm not going to get too much into the process. They've got a bunch of pre-built rigs here. I can see right here in the descriptions, you've got, shows you the amps, the cabinets. If there's any pedals out front, I noticed, I don't see any here, but there's a stomp based on category here. And there's a character column here. So if you're looking for something clean, something lightly overdriven, it seems here that you're going to get some easy description so you can dive right in. I did have to set this up for this video, but I didn't want to spoil everything, so I kept the volume low so I know I have signal. I'm just not sure what it's going to sound like, but we're going to find out right now. This is the first one. It looks like a Marshall. Not sure what it is, but we'll go from there. All right, so let's scroll through the list here and see what we've got here. Marshall, AFD. Oh, this is the Slash Marshall. I actually heard someone talking about this last night on the live stream. Let's hear how this one sounds. Little light overdrive there. We'll go down the list. We've got some Bogners, Jet City, we've got Vox AC30, all kinds of stuff here. I don't even know where to go. Oh, Dr. Z. Dr. Z, Dr. Z, I guess it depends where you are in the world. All right, let's get in the meat here. I want to go right into the specific categories. We've got this British Juice one. So we've got, looks like we've got two juice categories. I wonder if that's just the different, sort of the big amps, small amps. So I don't know how they're divided, but let's find out. So this is based on the Thunderverb 200. So this is a high gain, we'll call Distorted, orange Thunderverb 200 with a 412 orange cabinet. right, this one's called Fat 120. They've got the, looks like the orange Rock Reverb 50. Oh, it's a combination, so they've built we've got two different amps here with a full tone OCD in the front. Let's check it out. I'll just go through a couple more here. A luscious drive. So we've got an orange, another Rock Reverb 50N 200 blend with a 412 speaker. What's the difference with this one? This is a drive one, so they're calling it drive. So you get high gain, drive, clean. All right, that's pretty cool. Let's take one more high gain one here so we can find one a little bit different. Let's see. Oh, this one's fuzzy. So this is, oh wow, lots of noise. We've got a Rock Reverb 50 with a Thunderverb 200 blend. We've got a T-Rex Mudhoney pedal, and this is an orange 2x12 cabinet. Interesting. All right, so so the other orange category here, yeah, Tiny Terrors. We've got the well, here's a Tiny Terror, WAR 50, and a Custom Shop 50. So we've got three different amps in here with a ZVEX distortion into a 412 orange cabinet. Quite a big sound there. Let's see, we've got, let's check out the Soldanos here. Soldano, I just randomly picked one, metal for metal. We've got an Ibanez tube screamer in front of a Soldano SLO 100 into an orange 412 cabinet. The beauty of modeling is that you can mix and match all sorts of different brands where you likely wouldn't have had that opportunity in the physical world. So that's the one advantage. I mean, I am a real tube guy, I have to say, but it's interesting to create different combinations, and that's how you'll get a lot of different unique tones. So let's check this one out. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. It really helps this channel, and I really genuinely appreciate that. If you want to jump into some deeper conversations with me, some of my friends, even some other YouTubers, I've got the Lonely Rockers Club on Facebook. That's a place where we talk about all sorts of things related to guitar, music, production, you name it. We chat about it over there within some limits. Anyways, link is in the description. Hope to see you there. So we've got another high gain. So this is the SLO 100. We've got a Marshall cabinet and a Strymon Sunset pedal. All right, so let's go through the list some more here. I'm actually curious to take a look at the Marshalls because I do have a Marshall JCM 900 here. I'll touch on that in a second, whether I do a comparison or not. All right, here's the Marshall section. So we have 800s and 900s. So this is a Marshall JCM 900. We've got the 800 here. Let's just go to the top of the list here. Let's find, let's see. We've got an all on 10. So you've got a Marshall JCM 800 with a 1960 BV, this 412 cabinet, no stomp box. So this is just guitar to amp. We'll pick another one, maybe more. This is a boosted 800 with a full tone OCD. Actually, I've got an OCD pedal here. So it's a JCM 800 with a 1960 AX. I guess that's also a 412 cabinet, I believe. Could be wrong, but let's take a listen. Same riff. All right, I'm curious to hear the 900s because I have a 900 here. Let's find sort of a direct to high gain. All right, so here's called 900 degrees. So this is a high gain character. So JCM 900 with a 1960 JCM 900 cabinet. I assume that's a 412. Let's take a listen to this. Now this is interesting. So I know the JCM 900 well. Assuming this is, not sure if this is the 100 watt version. It actually doesn't say. I have the 50 watt dual reverb head here. Now, the thing about the 900, the thing that some people don't like about the 900 is it has this clip diode stage. So it's like having a distortion pedal inside your tube amp. So it's sort of a gain stage. This was marketed as a high gain amplifier. Now, not high gain by today's terms, but certainly in terms of Marshall. And to achieve that additional gain, they had this sort of clipping diode. Some people don't like it because it creates a bit of fizziness. And if you kind of listen to the character of this distortion, that top end fizziness, that was a product of the clipping diode stage and my understanding of this. Anyways, mine is actually modded. So I'd actually like to do a comparison, whether I do it in this video or not. We'll see how this all goes. But that's sort of a big difference between the 900 and the 800 and is that clipping diode stage. The fact that mine doesn't have it, I'd be interested to do a little comparison at some point. But anyways, there's your 900. Why don't we pick one more here? Another JCM 900 with the JHS Morning Glory pedal into a 1960 JCM 900 cabinet. All right, so what else do I want to see here? There's so much stuff here. I'm not going to be able to cover everything, and there's all the pedals and that, so I'm going to obviously have to do this deeper dive. Oh, Dumble. Always wanted to know what it was like to play through a Dumble. Will this give me that feeling? Let's do a quick little step through. So we've got a Dumble. This is a boosted ODS. Character is drive. They're all clean and drive. This is not a high gain amplifier, so this is an overdrive special, assuming this is a combo amp. So let's take a listen to the first preset here. Let's step through some another. So this is just, I guess it's the same amp setup with just some different settings on the amp. And we've got a clean one here. Very nice. Let's pick one more. We don't want this to get too long. So we've got the British 30 Classic Collection. This looks like a bunch of Vox AC30 amps here. So we've got, which is also a combo amp, so it'll have the same cabinet based on. They're all the same. That's the AC30. It's a contained unit. So we have a few settings here. Here's the clean setting. Klon Centaur driving the same AC30, same obviously amp and speaker. What else we got here? Oh, Golden Queen. Well, Brian May was known for using his AC30. Same thing, drive Klon Centaur. Just obviously different settings on the app. Not sure it sounds like Brian May, but interesting indeed. So, oh wow, here's one more. Throw the A. So you've got a fuzzy. There's no actual pedal here, so they're getting this through the amp itself. So, where else to go? We've got Fenders, we've got Soldanos, we've got Bogners, all kinds of stuff, angle amps, lots of pedals, lots of stuff to take in here. So I'm going to chew on this. I'm going to listen back to what I just recorded, and I'm going to let you know my thoughts. So my first impression is that I'm actually a little bit overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff in here. Sitting here looking at a plugin for the first time and playing guitar at the same time, not really sure what I'm doing in all fronts. So certainly this was not a clinic on how to play guitar, but first impression on tones, there's a lot of stuff here. Now, I have to be honest, I have a sort of a love-hate relationship with modeling because I do love real amps. These amps behind me, it's the backbone of what I do here in my studio. But I use those amps to shape my sound, and predominantly that's what I like to do as a guitar player. But the more I get into this, the more I explore different guitar tools, and I've checked out a lot of them on this channel. I mean, having versatility, if you're running a studio and you need to get different sounds, you can't rely on just hardware. I mean, you can, but if your thing is to have a variety, be able to access a lot of different tones, there is so much in here. Now, this new method that they're using for to capture these cabinets, I mean, I really just scratched the surface. This is very first impression. We haven't turned any dials, dial in some tones, add some pedals, change the cabinets and things like that. So this is really just, presets. But there's just so much here. If you're into tweaking, you're into creating some custom signal chains, and you're certainly not going to be able to buy all of the physical amplifiers, you're going to have a lot to choose from here. I mean, this is the max too. I mean, something this big, I don't think I'm ever going to get through all of the cabinets and all the amps in this collection. That's a lot of stuff. I didn't even touch on the pedals here. But certainly it might be a great way to audition different types of amps. If you are looking to buy a real amplifier, you can get to really intimate with a lot of different types of amps and the types of, the gain structures, how heavy they can get, how clean they can get. I'm not saying it's going to make you feel like you're playing a real amplifier, but the tones you're getting on here are very realistic. Now, like I said, I haven't processed any of these. I often double track, so if I'm looking to mix and match different things, and actually that's something I can actually see myself doing because I do blend tones, and more often than not, I'm blending two different amplifiers or two different channels or two different guitars. But if I want to bring something a little bit different that I just don't have, well, there's no shortage of tones in this collection. So aside from being overwhelmed, which I admittedly am, I'm going to take some time to go through this. But in first impression, there's some really great tones here. Lots of great stuff to work with. If you're a songwriter and you're just looking to have a toolbox with a lot of choices, there's certainly no shortage here. It'd be really interesting to get into the actual modeling with this application. I'll see if I get a chance to do that or not. And also this sort of collection of user-based guitar rigs. I'm very curious to see how that develops, and we can share some of our creations. We can borrow from our fellow guitar players from around the world. But very interesting. Quite intrigued after my first listen here. And I look forward to diving in, and when I do that video, I will let you know. Well, there will be a link in the description, or subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell, and you'll find out when it happens. Well, there's my first look at Tonex from IK Multimedia. Well, you've already saw what I thought, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts on some of these amp models. You're hearing them for the first time alongside me. What do you think about them? That's what the comment section is for. Like I said, I will follow up this video. If you're not subscribed already, don't forget to do that. But if you have enjoyed this video, like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. If you want to do a deeper dive with me, I'm on Patreon. I have affiliate links. I have merch. All sorts of ways to support this channel. It's all in the description, and I really appreciate that. But the most important thing is to check out another video. I've got one waiting for you right here. And remember, you don't need a band to rock and roll. I look forward to seeing you again in another video.